Yeah.
Of course, we are just using the current WCS map pool for our tournament today. Now, if you're interested as well, map number 5, if we get there, will be on heavy rain. So, an interesting one. I actually think this kind of looks good for Sjaak because I think Alterzim's a good map for Protoss players. And I also think
Yeah.
heavy rain is too.
Well, have you? Okay, let's start with Alterzim. The thing is that you have basically two bases at your disposal and a very narrow ramp blockable with one force field that you can use to defend. I mean, unless the Zerg player goes for fast mutalisks, there is nothing, or you know, you miss a Nidus or something to that effect. You can just build only a couple of sentries and stay back and tech to your heart's content, control the pace of the game with oracles and scout with phoenixes, and just build up a really strong army behind this. There's nothing the Zerg player can ever do about that, I don't think, other than trying to out-expand you without being punished. And Heavy Rain, it's very good defensively. You have a lot, basically every single one of your early bases, meaning your natural and your third, you have chokes leading into there. It's riddled with chokes and ramps, making force fields super effective, making Colossus, Ubergosu, and making Storm just wreck and make the Day of the Zerg a living nightmare. So, you know, Sjaak does have a lot of chances here to equalize the score, maybe even win the series, if he plays his cards right.
And he's even here on Alterzim Stronghold, Tefel goes pool first.
And he takes a natural at the third, which means he...
That's pretty standard,
yeah,
though.
because then you can take this back base inside. Sjaak,
Yeah.
double gas opening from him. We might be seeing a Stargate. You know, given the size of the map, I would not be surprised.
There's so much you can do. I mean, he's almost definitely going for an expansion. You know, he's also building up, so he's just an expansion pretty soon here.
Wardy, you have to kill your housemates. Seriously. You have to. Alright. I'm on another solo cast here. I'm sure Wardy will be just listening to my voice, and whenever he can provide some bit of knowledge, he will just jump in. So, Sjaak just getting his expansion. Very slow start of the game, and he's trying to scout around with the probe. He's going to go for a double scout here, probably. If this Mothership Core actually sees this Overlord, Sjaak should know that his opponent is probably up here. But the Mothership Core is not going to see the Overlord. That's a shame. Now Tefel still hasn't taken his third base because he's getting a gas. He's getting his link speed. This is what he almost always does when he wants to play really safe. And he'll be getting a third base slightly later, approximately at the 6-minute mark, I would wager a guess. And then when the link speed is about... I don't know, on a different map, he would start making links with the second inject here. That's when the link speed is about 60-75% down, and the links pop out just when it finishes. But given the size of this map, and given the fact that you can't really break this main ramp with Zerglings due to the force fields, the only usefulness such a move would have is try to delay the third base from coming up. And I don't yet know if Sjaak is going to be taking that very, very fast third base. I don't think he will. I think he's going for a 4-gate attack here. Does have a proxy pylon up here that the probe just now built. As we can see, Tefel is taking his third base right around the 6-minute, maybe even 5:40 mark. And Sjaak is on the move now. What does Tefel have to defend? The link speed is just about to finish, and Tefel is producing a lot of links. But again, this map, not a lot of chokes. You can get surrounded quite easily by the speedlings. But at the same time, you know, Tefel will need a lot of those speedlings. As soon as those Zealot weapons start coming in, 16 more on the way, I think Tefel should be doing just fine here. his Roach Warren is just about to finish as well, and he feels really confident. Look at this, he's taking an additional gas here, he's not building any spines. He just really feels that he can defend this just by targeting down the sentries. I don't know, man. He's just buying time right now, and Sjaak should recognize this. Now, the good thing for Sjaak, he still has the recall. He can still recall if things go bad. And this is one of the crucial moves here, putting the force field on the ramp. Now it will be a lot easier to take out this third base for Sjaak. As long as he can keep that force field up, there should not be enough units here for Tefel to push this force back. But the numbers are rising here, and Sjaak, good micro on the sentries, refusing to let them be killed. Wonder, is this the point where Sjaak is overplaying this a little bit? No, I don't think so. He still has force fields available. There are only 3 roaches and 2 queens defending this. He can get the third base if he try hards enough, I feel. And Tefel is even pulling workers. Nothing but units coming out of Tefel right now, as he's on 38 workers. Sjaak is getting +1 behind this. But he's losing his sentries right now. The force field will go down in a matter of seconds, and Sjaak decides to play it a little bit safer, and he has recalled out, resumes probe production, takes additional 2 gases at his natural base, and follows up with a robo. He did force a lot of units out of Tefel, but Tefel is on 3 bases right now. He's got a standing army. He has taken down the pylon, and he can just drone and drone and drone, and Sjaak will have no options to delay that. As we said before, just by keeping this force fielded, he can stay in his main base for a long time. And he'll be following this up with another immortal push, I feel like. Oh my god, he's not... Oh, that was so close. I don't know if Sjaak was not watching the ramp right now, just then, or if he on purpose did not force field, because he's got a pretty large force up here, so a couple of links would not be that problematic for him. Tefel still doesn't know about this pylon right here, but I have a feeling he's going to find out shortly. The lair is coming up, which means Tefel will be able to start his Glial reconstitution, get his Hydrogen up, and Sjaak actually getting a third base, opting to go for a War Prism to harass Tefel instead. That's a good option. I don't know about this move out with the army, though. I mean, the third base has just been laid down. Tefel has a pretty significant army presence on the map. The thing is, he doesn't have many speedlings. Most of his army is in roaches, so there's not a lot that he can do about the third base right now. Sjaak is positioning his army in between his newest expansion and Tefel's territory. Oh, gets free roaches. Free roaches are good. Free roaches are damn good. Good move. Buy your next roaches in promotion at the Walmart. Head manager Sjaak. If you kill 8, we'll package 4 extra. All you need to do is expand your force field from your credit card. Sjaak trying to circle around here. Tefel just producing non-stop roaches at this point. He does have the 4th base on the way. Glial reconstitution. He'll go into +1 missile attacks once this armor finishes, and that will also give him the option to start producing lings once again, since they will be able to hold their own versus the Zealots. But again, Sjaak is not looking to kill Tefel right now. He's only looking to clear some creep. I don't think he knows about the 4th base. No, he does not. There's a War Prism inside Tefel's base, and Sjaak is looking for Tefel to pull his units back, so that he could start attacking the 3rd base, but Tefel, too smart for that. He just cleans this up with the newest production round of roaches. And yeah, Sjaak recalls out. Very nice play by him. You can see how he knows he cannot lose this game. He cannot afford to lose this game, so he is kind of reluctant to commit. On the other hand, I think that was a planned, calculated move by Sjaak. He never really wanted to take out that base. And now he's got his 3rd well established. First Colossus is coming out here. Actually a 2nd one already, whereas the Hive is only now started. So the Vipers, it'll be quite some time before they're out on the field. Sjaak has a pretty nice timing on his hands right now, but he has to be careful about how he force fields, because he could get surrounded rather easily here, as Tefel is trying to do just that, and Sjaak's force field management will have to be on top of things right here, because he's being attacked from two sides right now. If the force fields are not just so, then he might lose this army, just like it happened on Yonsu. But it looks like this time around, Sjaak is being very careful and very on point with his force fields. Takes out the right flank of Tefel's army, will take out the rest of the roaches right now, and Tefel has to be like mad behind his computer screen right now. He dumped all of his resources into mass Ling reinforcements right now. He's going to try to outmaneuver Sjaak right here, and well, Tefel is going to be quite even on upgrades with Sjaak. Sjaak is getting his 4th Colossus, I believe, yes, and he's looking to push right now. He's also getting a Stargate and Templar Archives, so if he can establish a 4th base, he will have a very, very strong army. And it looks like, where did that, yeah, here's the Warping Pylon, where that came from. Almost takes out the 4th base, but not just quite. And just by putting down the Dark Shrine, Sjaak definitely looking to take a 4th base somewhere. As DTs are relatively a cheap option for harassment in the late game for the Protoss. Now with these Void Rays, once Sjaak starts adding those on, Tefel will have a little bit of a problem, as engaging a Colossus Void Ray Gateway army can be tricky for the Zerg player. Unless your abducts are just absolutely perfect, in which case you have to avoid the feedbacks from the High Templars, which is difficult enough to do as it is. Then even if you kill the ground army, as long as the Void Rays are up, well, tough luck, you can't kill those. Tefel again probing with his army. Another huge warping of Zealots, and this time the 4th base will fall. Tefel not in such a good spot right now. He's missing the gases from the 4th base. One good abduct, but on the hallucination, would you imagine that? The force fields come a little bit too late for Sjaak, but right now, as they go down, his army will become all the more effective here with more warp-ins. I don't think he'll have much trouble dealing with this. The Time Warp is helping out as well. All the Vipers have been fed back by the HTs, and Tefel, he just threw a very expansive army at the Protoss, not achieving too much, losing his 4th base, letting the Protoss get his 4th base up. Sjaak in a dominant position to take this game and equalize the series to 2. But the game is not over yet. Tefel can still do a lot of things to try and come back into this, but it's going to be difficult. His main base is going to be mined out very soon here. He actually has less drones than the Protoss have probes. That is just weird. That's just plain wrong. So Tefel's chance right now is try to quickly kill off the 4th base. Giving advanced warning to Sjaak might not be the best idea to go about it, and Tefel just GG's out of the game because he sees that the 4th base is just unbreakable. For some reason he still stays in the game, lets his Hydras be stormed, and Sjaak is just going to waste the storms because he doesn't care. He knows he's won already. But maybe Tefel has reconsidered Sjaak dancing his Colossi. There are 6 Colossi here. There is nothing for Tefel to bring those down. And his 3rd base is under attack by DTs as well. I think Tefel is just like... he has his hands in his I mean, his head in his hands, and he's just in disbelief in how he could have lost this game. Look at his APM. I think he's just sitting behind the computer